Joanna Foy is the chair of the Better Bankside group, but she's also done an awful lot of work within her own company, Forsters, on their own travel plan. And she's very, very sorry not to be here today. It's been a bit chaotic with transport and other commitments. So I'm going to do my best to tell you what she would have told you, but I'm sure there's going to be crucial things I leave out, so I do apologise for that. So Forsters are a social marketing agency, so they do a lot of campaign work on a whole range of issues. So I guess the interesting thing about this presentation is Jo talking about her own experience of convincing her own colleagues to do some of the things that they're normally asking other people to do outside the company. I think this has come up already this morning, but we're kind of living in a time of real change and uncertainty. And Jo's got this really interesting stat here that 24% of consumers do not believe the hype around ethical products. So we're kind of operating in a marketplace where there's a lot of messaging going on about climate change, about obesity, about the sort of financial crisis and everything, and actually it's quite difficult then for us to get the right kind of messages out. And it's very interesting. I think Tim, you put up something about push measures. Jo was keen to kind of emphasise the pulling. So how can we shift from push to pull, and what's possible now? Another word that's being used in the UK an awful lot at the moment, and Mark and I were talking about this at lunchtime, is nudge. There's this concept that we can sort of give people a little push in the right direction. Jo's got some interesting things here that people don't like being told what to do, but actually they do like to be reminded about what they can do and need some help sometimes to make the choices that would make it easier for them. And then some interesting observations about the way in which people behave in other contexts. So nobody has to be pushed into buying an iPad or visiting the Eden Project, which is a kind of eco project down in the southwest of the UK, or to buy the latest handbag. So really, a greener business doesn't push people. It's actually trying to make it easy to make better choices. And businesses are maybe in a really good position to put people in the right direction. So she says it's simple. I'm not. So it takes commitment, collaboration, and an appetite for win-win. So in Forsters, they've set themselves a challenge, two very simple challenges, to get 30% of staff to travel by bike on business journeys, and to increase by 25%, so a quarter, the number of journeys to work by bike or on foot. And what Jo did a lot of is this getting personal, asking individuals what was stopping them, finding ways to overcome the barriers, to get them to use what was on offer. She got very creative with the incentives and found some champions. And these are the sort of pull measures that they put in place. So they had some Bronson tool bikes branded in their company colours. They put in a rate of 40 pence per mile for business cycling. The normal is normally about 20%, so we're talking about 100% increase in what the normal rate is for business cycling. And this is the killer idea, I think, that lots of people have been trying to emulate for now, is that this idea that for every cycle or walking commute journey, you give an employee 5 minutes holiday. And that stacks up to something like half a day a year, or perhaps even a day a year if people are doing that very, very regularly. And all of this makes good business sense. So Forsters have themselves won an award for being one of the best green companies in the UK last year. They have increased the amount of commuting by bike and on foot by 40%, and business travel has gone up from 0 to 30% by bike. Very interestingly, they've been looking at the cost side of things as well, so they've reduced their taxi bills by 10%. And they've been doing lots of other things in the company. So this has been in the context of not just travel, but looking at energy use and all sorts of other green procurement issues that they've looked at throughout their company. And this has really been great for enhancing their reputation, improving morale, and also boosting staff retention. And they have their own staff health and wellbeing policy, and the travel policy sits firmly with that health and wellbeing policy. Some initiatives that they put in place: they had a biking breakfast, they've had local lunchtime rides with local cyclists, and also very interestingly they've supported a local community project which takes old bikes and trains teenagers on how to kind of do them up to then kind of get them recycled back into community use. So her 6 top steps to pulling: annual ethical review to look at performance, the listening, the leadership, having a change plan which includes travel, having some champions, and also critically having some rewards. And Jo, I'm sure would be delighted if you had any kind of questions on any of the detail of that, if you dropped her an email or gave her a call. Yeah, sorry, it's not really clear at the moment. So I just say what that is. So it's Joanna, Joanna, at Forster, which is Forster.co.uk.